Okay, Michaela, let's go ahead and take a look. So you've got the grilled cheese. That's right. I got you up right here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so I'm trying to fit this into frame here so we can see the whole narrative at the same time. So got it. All right. It's good. It's a good job. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really, really done well in terms of a good accurate depiction of the idea and the idea you're depicting here in narrative format. I think you've done a wonderful job here. Really well defined problem and solution. Fantastic. A couple of areas I think that can be the communication can be improved, or at least something to think about. So the first frame is great. I think the first frame does nothing more than introduce the main player in the narrative, right? That's good. That's smart. Let's get things out of the way, right? Do the heavy lifting up front, okay? Then in the second frame, as far as I'm reading this frame, it's a close-up of her midsection, right? And you got the little squiggles indicating hunger, and then she's thinking of the sandwich, okay? So this transition is good. I'm just not sure about this presentation indicating hunger. I'm wondering how the heck, I mean, I think it's as good as any idea I can think of is showing the stomach and showing these kind of grumbly lines. I think maybe one thing that could improve is maybe showing her face. Maybe she's got her hands over her stomach and she's looking down at her stomach and you've got the lines indicating. Okay, so think about that. I think that's a critical point in the narrative. So really think that one through. Then we get to the step where she's like, okay, sandwich, that's great. She gets her ingredients together, right? And this frame right here, I think, can be improved too. So what you're saying here, and I think a little bit of it's just a matter of semantics, and also I want to give you something to think about. So what I'm saying it's a matter of semantics is that she goes from her idea of, okay, I'm going to make a sandwich. She gets all of her ingredients together, right? And then over here, if I'm reading this correctly, she doesn't have a frying pan and she doesn't have a waffle iron. But the thing is that these are depicted differently. Okay, so this one's got an X, this one's got the international no sign. So there's a little inconsistency there. They're meaning the same thing, but they're presented differently. Do you see what I'm saying? So X is a frying pan, and the international no sign does that mean she can't use a waffle iron, or she doesn't have one? Do you see what I'm saying? And of course, it's a rhetorical question, but that's what I'm seeing as a viewer. So I'm wondering if this frame wouldn't be maybe effective if before this frame, in between these frames, the ingredients and this frame somehow indicated she doesn't have a frying pan, she doesn't have a waffle iron. Maybe you could have her looking in a cabinet. Okay, so you have her like showing like this, looking to the side in a cabinet. There's a cabinet right there. It's got dishes and glasses. Then you have this thought right here where there's no frying pan. Maybe you could just show a frying pan with a question mark and then a waffle iron with a question mark. Maybe that could indicate the fact that she doesn't have those. All right. So then from there, I would just go to another frame of just her face where she's just like going like, what do I do now? Then the aha moment. Okay. So she's thinking, no frying pan, no waffle iron, to what am I going to do now? Then to, oh, wait a second. You see what I'm saying? Then the iron with the starburst. I love the starburst behind the iron. That's great. Love that. That's the idea, right? That's a turning point in narrative. Then you have this, that's a clock. I think that's a clock. I'm not sure. That part right there is a little unclear. This is clear. I'm using that iron to maybe you should introduce the sandwich first though before we show the iron on top of it. Okay, so you have the iron and then maybe the sandwich over here, the sandwich, and then you have the iron on top of the sandwich, right? Then you have the finished product, and then I love the final frame, even though she's not in it. It's great because it's showing the solution, the gooey cheese. Two things I don't understand, and I'm not figuring out what this circle is here and this circle here. I'm not sure what those are, but I think it's great. I love it. I really do. So yeah, now the question from here is and if you've looked at some of the other videos, you'll see video critiques, you'll see that I'm kind of directing or suggesting this, is that we take it out of this rigid storyboard format and put it more into an organic narrative where there's an organic relationship between one frame and the next, and also all the frames in the series, right? So instead of going square one, square two, square three, somehow there's an organic, let's break her out of these squares and somehow put her in some other sort of relationship. So think about that. Look through the examples. Look through some of your classmates' solutions. Look through some of my video critiques to them, and really take a look and while you're trying to determine how to break this out of the rigidity of the grid. Okay. And I think one way and one really interesting thing in this project is how do you make a relationship between the different frames in the narrative? And quite often we use, and I'll use that example from the example that we use with the guy with the big red beard and the machete, remember? And the way that those frames were connected together were using hairs from his beard. Right? I'm thinking about this, and this might be too obvious, but maybe not. I'm thinking connecting your frames with pieces of gooey cheese. Like, see the gooey cheese here? Maybe you have this frame in a circle, or whatever, however you do it. And then the next frame, there's just a little gooey cheese between here and here. Then leading to the next frame, a little gooey cheese to the next frame, then a little gooey cheese. And however you assemble the cells of the narrative, they're connected with this kind of gooey cheese, so that it does two things. Number one, it adds a little point of interest, visual interest. Number two, it helps to guide the viewer through the narrative from one step to the next, so that the viewer doesn't accidentally go to a step that's not intended to be next and then create confusion in the narrative. Hope that makes sense. If not, let me know and I'll clarify. But great job. Love it. Love it. Love it. Can't wait to see it move forward. But if you have any questions at all, or if there's anything I said that's not specifically clear, please let me know and I'll be glad to clarify. All right. Great job. Thank you.